Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which has been sponsored by Santa Clarita In-Home Care and Advanced Audiology. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Gene Dorio,
on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And speaking of quality of life, the ultimate, another word?
Penultimate.
Incredible. Amazing.
Ultimate.
Outstanding.
Amazing.
Gold medal winner.
Yes. Our guest this morning is Dr. Thomas Palucki. How are you?
Good. It's great, actually. It's great to be here. Thank you.
You just got home from a vacation, didn't you?
Yeah. Niagara Falls.
Oh.
Slowly I turn, step by step.
Inch by inch.
Did you take the trip over the falls?
Over the falls?
Yeah, in a
no,
it's the barrel
that's
ride.
Illegal.
Well, they used to have it.
I thought that's what you got your gold medal for.
I did it.
No.
Oh, yes.
Going over the falls.
Over the falls. They used
in a
to
barrel?
do it years ago.
And you went in a barrel?
Yes.
You were in a barrel?
Yes.
Was it a barrel of fun?
Yes, it was.
Get out.
No, it was exhilarating. It really was. I was a lot younger than I am now.
But how did you? Okay, yeah, I've never known this about you, Barb. And I don't think our radio audience has heard about this either. You went over in a barrel over
Yes.
Niagara Falls.
Yes, I did.
Come on.
Yes, I did.
Show us the pictures. We need the proof.
Well, there are no pictures. There are only ones that you see from a distance when the cameraman is shooting the people going over the falls.
Wow. So do you have a certificate that says over the falls?
No.
Under the rainbow?
No.
Nothing like
they
that.
don't give out anything like that.
So tell us,
didn't
when
they?
did you do this?
Oh, good heavens. It must have been, it's got to have been 50 years ago.
So what, they put you in a barrel? Was it?
Yes.
Was it like
No, it was
compressed around you, or
you sit in it and it closes over you and you're hunched like this.
and you can't
you-
see anything? It's black.
No,
barrel.
you can't. You can't see
anything. It's all black.
Yes.
Wow. And you're just in the water. Can you hear that you're getting close to the falls?
You can hear the rush. I mean, it's indescribable.
And then
it really is.
So you go over, and now you're kind of weightless, and you're going over. Are you screaming at the same time in the dark?
No.
I would be. Barb. So, and then what happened when you hit the bottom? Was it like hitting a brick wall?
No.
Were you upside down? Could you tell?
You were. I was upside down because when you go over it, you're like this. And you go right down with it.
Right.
And then
Your
it
fall.
sloshes.
You feel like you're fall, but you have to hit bottom.
No, you don't hit bottom.
Okay.
No, it's
You
120
don't hit
deep.
bottom.
Yeah, right. No, I meant not. You hit the water.
Yeah, but the water is highly aerated.
Yeah, it is. You would never know.
It's not like solid water.
It's not like hitting a concrete wall.
Wow. So when you landed, they come and retrieve you. Is that what they do?
Yes. Well, they guide the barrels over to the side.
Oh, so a lot of people did it.
Oh yes.
So you don't know for sure that they just at the top when they put you in, they didn't take a crane and lift you down to the bottom and then said that you did it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Do you realize how tall those falls are? I don't think there's a
120
crane.
feet.
120 feet falls?
It's 120 feet over the fall, and then the water right under the fall is 120 feet deep.
Wow.
So
There's no way you can hit the bottom.
Yeah,
no way
no.
at all. Because the water is like this.
Can I ask you
You're landing more or less in bubbles of water. Wouldn't you say that's what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, so my last question, Barb. Why'd you do that? I mean, what was the rationale? I mean, was it like a bottle of wine?
No, it wasn't. I had certain things I wanted to do in my life. And one of them was to go over the falls.
Niagara Falls.
Another one of them was to climb the Eiffel Tower.
And you did that too?
I did that.
How many steps is it?
649.
That was
Yeah.
what, 10 years ago?
No, it wasn't.
5 years
It
ago?
was 7 years ago.
Wow. And then you got
I did it on my 73rd birthday.
You are something. What's your next challenge? What's the moon?
No, just to keep doing what I'm doing. Exercising, staying fit, taking care of myself.
Love that.
Wow, that is something. So,
I'm buying Dr. Plucky's wife's jewelry. It's beautiful.
Very nice.
Yes.
but so you didn't go over a barrel?
No,
Thomas.
No. I did go under the falls, though. They have tunnels under the Horseshoe Falls in Canada, on the Canada side. So they've tunneled. It's about not quite halfway down the falls, but they tunneled behind in the bedrock behind the falls, and they've opened up these big holes behind the falls where you go in these, and they're not small tunnels.
No,
the tunnels
they
are like the size of this room, and you walk through these corridors that they dug halfway around the horseshoe and about halfway down on the falls, and then you come to these openings, and the curtain of water is just rushing past in front of you. It's pretty intense stuff. That was enough for me.
That's incredible to see too, and it's incredible when you know that you're. Oh my gosh, I'm underneath all this water.
Yeah.
You know, it's a scary feeling. It really is.
As you're looking out, the water's going, you see a barrel go by. I've done that before.
No, that I didn't see.
No, they don't do that anymore.
I wonder why.
Yeah, they don't do that.
They didn't
Liability.
even have the tunnels when I did it. When
You can break your neck in those barrels. Barb?
No, but they have you so
jammed in there
and secured that you cannot move, you know.
Bubble wrap?
I don't think they even had bubble wrap
Probably
back then.
not.
That's a long time ago.
Long time ago. So your trip was Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls was amazing.
You did the tunnels, not the barrels.
Yeah.
But you enjoyed yourself there, and you got a little taste of Canada and the culture there as well. And
it was amazing.
You find anything different about Canada?
A lot.
And
First,
the U.S.?
First of all, it's nearly a magical place. It is truly
magical,
amazing. It is, I believe, it's one of the 8 wonders of the world.
Well, Niagara Falls,
Niagara
but not
Falls
Canada.
Well, not Canada. It's an experience. I highly recommend it. It should be on everybody's bucket list. One interesting thing that caught my attention, obviously, was when you're staying in Niagara Falls, you get the Canadian television, but you also get Buffalo television. And the big difference was that on the Canadian channels, not one single drug ad ever in the whole time that we were watching. But you flip over to the Buffalo channel, and it's just like here. Every other commercial is a drug commercial. Yeah, so it's a big, huge difference. And I don't want to get so much into the politics of socialized medicine or not. I think the whole thing's a mess. I think the biggest difference in the Canadian healthcare system is it's not based on selling drugs. And the American system clearly is.
Absolutely.
It's clearly the whole healthcare system in this country is based on selling drugs, bottom line profit margins for the drug companies. And I think that's what makes our system hugely different than every other healthcare system out there, regardless of whether it's socialized or not. I mean, seriously, they spend half of their money on taxes, which goes, like I imagine, in large part to their medical system. So it's no different here. They're taking half of your money anyway. I don't believe the service is any better. I don't believe that the access is any better. It's just like here. Anybody involved in an HMO right now is going to deal with the same situation that they would in any country that has socialized medicine. The difference is that when you do get to the point where you do need medical attention, it's not all about, well, you need a handful of pills every day in order to take care of your problem. And you're not preconditioned to believe that with every form of media like you are here. You can't escape it here. It's in every form of media. So we're preconditioned to believe that healthcare is really about just being on the right form of medication for any problem.
But you just so our listeners understand, you were alluding to medication and the drugs, and it's predicated on them selling it to you, but the whole system is not just that. It's in this country, it is based on profit.
Yeah.
Profit is the key, because everywhere across the board, you are seeing that, and the Congress people, the legislators allowed the special interests and the lobbyists to write the laws, create their own loopholes, and then the legislators rubber stamp those laws. And that's why we're having so much problems. Read any of the laws and you will see that the legalese in it is very complicated. And no matter how you might want to work your way through your health care for yourself or your loved one, it's going to tear you apart, because it's going to be hard to understand. And you will sometimes not be able to get the services that you need and require to get you through that problem.
Yeah. It's a mess, and unfortunately, you're the average person is put in the position that they have to trust their doctor. It's not a matter of asking their doctor. It's a matter of you've got to hand it over to somebody, because it is way too complex, and it doesn't need to be that way. But it's way too complex for the average person to get a handle on. You have to trust that your doctor has your best interests in heart. And unfortunately, even if your doctor believes that is the case, they're more conditioned than the average person is to believe that it's just a matter of finding the right medication for this problem, because that is who paid for their university's doors to keep open, who has been in every facet of their education from day one.
And trusting doctors is, I'm a doctor, so I would hope that the community here trusts what I say. But unfortunately, there is propaganda out there with a lot of profit and money being used to say that Dr. Dorio is not honest, is not trustworthy, because I'm in a system that I have to continually fight, whether it be at the hospital, whether it be through Medicare.
Sure.
But I know the system.
Yeah.
So it allows me to fight for my patients and fight for this community. Some people take that and think that that's a problem. But asking questions should not be a problem. Confronting those who are profiteers should not be a problem or be questioned. We need to do that. This is America, and we're not getting good health care here compared to other nations. And other nations like Canada, as you mentioned, they have a model there. And certainly I don't think it's any better, the how they get their care, but how the model is totally different from how they get their care versus how we get our care.
Yeah. It's certainly more cost effective. And again, it doesn't matter, because most people, most of this audience is going to be on some form of Medicare. I believe that the government issue Medicare is still the best system there is. As soon as you sign over your rights to an HMO because they have scared you about, Medicare only covers 80% and you're on the hook for 20%. And, a hospital stay alone can be hundreds of thousands of dollars out of pocket. So that's how they get people to sign over their rights. And then you are no longer really a Medicare patient anymore. You are an HMO patient, and then you're fodder for the system.
And let's say you have numbness in your right arm. And they say, it's not a heart problem, it's probably a neurologic problem, and your primary care doctor says, we need an MRI. And the HMO and the upper echelon says, no, you don't need an MRI, we're not going to allow you to have that.
Right.
And 2 months later, your right arm is paralyzed.
Right.
What do you do? Who's accountable for that? Your doctor wanted to get an MRI.
Right.
That now you have a crushed nerve from your spine that affected your arm, but you're not allowed any recourse to go after these doctors. There's no accountability.
No,
and there should be. And HMOs, as well as, the insurance companies have been allowed that by a Supreme Court ruling in 2004 that said that the decisions made by upper echelon, especially physicians or administrators, is not to be held accountable. And because of that, and because they say it is a part not of patient management, it is a part of utilization.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
since it's utilization, it just doesn't count.
Right.
Therefore, you have no recourse. You have to arbitrate. That's in your contract with your HMO, and the Supreme Court says that these big insurance companies have no liability for their decision making. That's a part of so-called quote unquote utilization.
Yeah. So in the next segment, when we get back, I'd really like to discuss what people's real options are instead of finding out the hard way about how few options they have when it gets to a certain point. I know this isn't on most people's minds until it really is a crisis for them, but you really need to start taking on a preventative, a health-based approach towards this to avoid these catastrophic things. I don't really want to come off as scary, but I see it so many times in so many of my patients who are just trapped by the system, and they literally pay with their lives.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, let's take a break and come back and talk about that. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.